Hey, what's up everybody? TooTallToby here, and in today's SolidWorks Power Move, we're going to take a look at the line arc line workflow in SolidWorks sketch mode. So here what I'm going to do is go to the top plane, begin a sketch, and begin the line command. Single click, move my mouse, single click again, move away, and I'm just going to put my mouse over that end point and then come away with an arc. Really cool workflow. It's been in the software for a long time, but hopefully in this Power Move, I'll show you a couple little nuanced things that maybe you didn't know about this functionality. So the first thing I'm going to show you here is if you press the S key on your keyboard, that brings up the shortcut menu bar, my favorite command in SolidWorks, the S key menu, and then you can launch the line command from here. You can also get it up here on this toolbar or press the letter L. So now I'm in the regular line command, and when you're in the line command, you can click and hold the button down on your mouse and move. That makes a single line, or you can click, move your mouse, click, click, click. That makes a chain of lines. So in this workflow, you can see I'm letting go of my mouse. This is usually the workflow that I use, the click, click, click method, because it works better with auto dimensioning, which I'll show you in just a minute. So I'm going to get rid of these lines here. S key, line, single click on the origin, move my mouse over to the right here, single click again, move away. Notice I'm single clicking so I can let go of the mouse, come back, put my mouse over the endpoint, and then I can come up and around with a tangent arc. Now, one of the more powerful things about the tangent arc command here is that you can line up to the quadrant points of that arc, and that makes it really easy to then transition into a horizontal line, which also has tangency. We can see here in this scenario, I've got the yellow indicator for horizontal, the yellow indicator for tangency, and then the white indicator for vertical. That means that this point is currently exactly vertical. However, no relationship has been created here between this point and this point for vertical. That's what the white or the reference relationship means. It means that this is vertical, but because that box was white, there's nothing locking that in place. Where the other two, let me just do that again so you can see that again, S key line. The other two, you can see that I'm actually getting a true tangent and a true horizontal relationship here. Those other two are showing up in yellow, which means the relationship is added. There's now a rule here that says this line has to stay horizontal. There's a rule that says this arc and this line have to remain tangent, but you'll notice here that this point is not forced to remain vertical to that original endpoint. Now, when we're creating that line arc line workflow, we can get tangency in a non-horizontal or non-vertical direction as well. So you see here that I could come around with something like this, and then I could come up at an angle and get a tangency there. And that's really helpful when you've got geometry like this. You can see if I make a new sketch here looking down from the top, I could create a line that comes into this arc here, single click, move my mouse away, single click, create an arc that comes around like so. Right here, you see I'm inferencing that vertical location, single click, and then I can come off with another arc that is tangent. So be on the lookout for those tangency relationships. They are very helpful. Another thing that you can do here with this line arc line workflow is you can go tangent in a non-traditional tangency direction. There's actually 8 possible solutions. So I can go tangent here in direction 1 or tangent in direction 2, but I could also go tangent to the perpendicular. So you see if you were creating like a sphere, you wanted to revolve a sphere, that's pretty nice that you can go tangent to the perpendicular and tangent to the perpendicular down in this direction, and those go in both directions as well. So that's 6. And then the final 7th and 8th solution could be tangent in the reverse direction or tangent in the reverse direction here. Now, the way that you initiate that is you just put your mouse over this end point, and then whichever direction you move away from the end point, that is what dictates the direction of tangency. So again, if you were trying to create something that was going to be revolved and you wanted that shape to be revolved about the center line so you end up with a spherical end point here, what you could do is you could go in here to revolve, and then you could say I want to revolve about this axis, and there you go. Now you've got that nice spherical end point. So that's something you can do if you realize that the tangency option can go off in multiple directions. Now, one of the things that people usually learn about this command when they're first learning SolidWorks is that you can use the letter A to toggle into this command. So what I normally do is I come back and I touch the endpoint and then I move away from the endpoint, but you can also use the letter A, and you see that letter A toggles you back to the line command. The problem with using the letter A is that it doesn't really work that well when you're working with auto dimensioning, and auto dimensioning is one of my favorite things in SolidWorks. So if I go in here to options and then I go to my sketching options, down here we've got these 2 options to enable auto dimensioning. I've got another video on auto dimensioning. So enable on-screen numeric input and create dimension only when a value is entered. Well, the thing is, if I enable that functionality and then I get back into sketch mode here, I'll I'll create a line that comes over like so. Yes, let's make that 60. Then we can come back, we can touch the endpoint, then we can come around with an arc. Look at this. This is pretty nice. You could actually input a radius value on these tangent arcs using auto dimensioning. So that's going to save you some time. And you can see here, you can still pick up on that vertical relationship, or that tangency and horizontal relationship. Single click here and then close off the sketch. And look at that. I've created a nice fully defined sketch in one single pass. That is pretty darn sweet. However, because the auto dimensioning comes up when that arc is available, so let's just do that same workflow again. Single click here, move my mouse over, 60, enter, move my mouse away from the endpoint, come back and touch the endpoint, come away from the endpoint. And you see here now the radius is about 30. I want to switch back to a line, so I'm going to press the letter A. Well, look what happens. Now I'm typing in A there in the auto dimensioning box. So the way that, the reason this comes up is because sometimes you inadvertently trigger that arc functionality. Like you're trying to create another line here, and then you accidentally touch this endpoint, and now you're in an arc, and you're like, oh no, I want to go back to the line command. Well, all you need to do is right click. If you right click here, you can say switch to line. It says that A is a shortcut, but it doesn't actually work because auto dimensioning is enabled. So you just right click, switch to line, and there you go. Now you can create a line here that comes up 40, and then you can come back, touch the endpoint, come up and around. See, we're referencing that horizontal and that vertical. We're not adding the actual relationships, but it doesn't matter. We're going to add the relationship here with this line, and then look at that. You've got yourself a nice, fully defined sketch. So I really like that functionality of the line arc line workflow. I feel like it saves me a ton of time. I think it's a really good power move. And if you like that functionality as well, be sure to hit the like button on this video. Let me know down below in the comments what you liked about this video and if you learned anything new from this video. And of course, if you ever want to take training with Toby, take a look at the links that are included down below in the description. Be sure to like, be sure to subscribe, and I will see you in the next Too Tall Toby Power Moves.